Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simulations for the Nation, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the most eagerly anticipated map for FS19 so far. Come with me as we discover 10 new farms, 25 new sell points, 130 fields. We're going to see some new grass, wheat and ground textures as we drive along the bespoke road models equipped with new vehicles and speed cameras, and we'll even show off the brilliantly realistic Ryzen river levels during heavy showers. All this and more as we take a look through CHELLINGTON Valley. Well, ladies and gentlemen, CHELLINGTON Valley is here, and you join me in the middle of CHELLINGTON town, really. We're going to have a bit of a drive through here, but we're going to take a big long route around the whole map there. We're going to check in with all of the different farms, have a quick look over the top of the farms, and we're going to show you some of, not all of the features, some of the features. I want you, the player, to really be able to experience a lot of that for yourself, and some of the immersion, some of the smaller little things that I believe you can only find by getting stuck into it, really. First thing you will notice is though we've got a pretty hotly contested race up above. We have hot air balloons that are flying around right now, and yeah, we're just gonna you'll be seeing those throughout. Let's say I think it's probably gonna be the best way to describe it. So in a moment we're going to jump on into our truck here and we're going to get ourselves away, but before we do that, let's just have a look at the main map, shall we here. This is CHELLINGTON Valley. Look at the size of it. We've got around 130 fields, 10 different farms, like I say there, over 20 different sell points that you can sell grain at, and one thing is a real treat. Look at those sell points there. There's loads of them, and it's fantastic to see them all there. There's a big, long road network that we're going to have a drive through and around as we go there, just to make sure we check everything out, which is going to be pretty cool. And like I said, there's going to be a few little things that you'll find on your own accord there, naturally, but yeah, we're going to get stuck into it for the most part, so I feel like we should really get going there. You'll see though, this is the portion of land that you do start with here when you are up and away. It even gives you all of these smaller tip areas, but yeah, you own this main belt of land, which is the original farm there. However, what we're going to do is, like I said, let's just get going with it and let's go for a bit of a drive around CHELLINGTON Valley. Alright, so we are off. My driver is going to take me around here. We're able to have a bit of a drive and a cruise around, looking over the canal there on the valley itself. All the models that you'll see as we drive around here are all fully bespoke to the map. There's one of our sell points just in there. And what we're going to do, we're going to head on up to the original farm first. We're going to have a look around the original farm there, see what's going on, and then from there we're going to head on out and about. But you'll see this is a beautifully modeled town. Lots of different features in there. We've got traffic splines, we've got various vehicle splines, new vehicles, new features along the canal as well. We have canal boats are returning, but it really is just a very nice looking area indeed. Brings a whole load of blend of different perspectives really into what is it's a very beautiful environment. And then there is our castle. Just take a look at that beast. Really is a focal point, and you can see that from quite a far away around the map there. It is quite something. We're going to be taking a right just about here, where we'll be heading on up to CHELLINGTON Valley. Now, many of you who played CHELLINGTON Valley or CHELLINGTON Farm in FS15 and 17 will start to recognize this road fairly quickly. It does change into one of the most iconic sections of road in my mind, and it does become very, very nostalgic for myself. And you'll see what I mean in just a second here. But this is, as you say, we're driving along what is one continuous road. It's all one model of road there, which means we no longer have the sharp angle changes for the road pitch there. It's all consistent, which just really makes for a lot smoother road. It's beautifully smooth. If anyone is out there playing with a wheel, you're going to absolutely adore this, because it makes it for just such a more pleasant experience. But like I say, right about now, as we come up to this little bridge, this is where you're going to start to realize where we are, folks. As we come over the corner here, we just take a small little bridge over a little river here. There are canal boats that cruise along these rivers, and we come over, and then here we are, the train bridge itself, people, under the dip, and then we are on the home stretch to CHELLINGTON Farm. This is going to be epic. Really can't wait to have a look around this one. And it is, yeah, absolutely. Like I say, this is field one. This is that big field that everyone always starts with here. I must have combined that millions of times over the years. But yeah, we do have a drone with us today. So when we pull up to here, rather, because there are so many farms there, I'm not going to go and explore everyone in minute detail. I want to leave that for you all to do. But what I am going to do is send up the drone and we're going to have a look around and see what you think. So CHELLINGTON Farm, the classic farm, the farm which I always thought was huge, really. There's a lot of storage space here. I was never able to fill it all up. CHELLINGTON Farm does come with the grain silo, the huge grain stores, tip collisions inside the stores as well. You have a cattle pasture, you have a sheep pasture, you have hens, a lime sell point, and a bale sell point as well. There's a great new model for bales, actually, that you'll love to see. We've got a huge big milk or dairy shed there with a slurry store to go. Slurry store is going to be fully compatible with the manure mod as well there, so you can attach all your hoses to your heart's content. And then, yeah, plenty of different opportunities and areas to store equipment. This farm really does need an awful lot of equipment to function and run with properly there, so you're never going to be short of anything. So I do really like the layout. Again, I think it's really nice to have some big silage pits down on the bottom there, and plenty of storage space for your sheds, for your straw bales, for your hay as well there to go to ensure that all your cattle are able to survive. Beautiful big building for a beautiful big farmyard. This is one of the best I do find. So this is CHELLINGTON Farm. And on we go, that is farm number 1 there, pretty impressive. Lots of storage space there. I really do like the size of that farm. It's pretty epic in that front. So now, we're going to do a big kind of clockwise loop here. We're going to go up to the northwest corner where we're going to start, and we're going to then kind of come back through and down, if that makes sense. There's a few new areas that we're going to be passing whilst we do this, actually. So let's just pop on up the road. So again, this area is all completely new. The map itself, you can see where the original areas of CHELLINGTON are. You can kind of familiarize yourself with that, but the rest of it is all completely new design as well. So that's pretty excited. We're coming over a double carriageway or dual carriageway here, complete with speed cameras and road resurfacing. Just check out those models over there. But that is our row of shops there. It's all looking pretty exciting. Along this piece of road here, you will see an articulated truck coming. You will see semi-trucks or articulated 40-foot trucks. There is one right about there. New to this map here, you do have just the truck and trailer there, which I find is pretty cool. Nice little bit of variation along the road, that's for sure. And yeah, like you say, you have your sell points. There are fuel points here as well. You've got your garden center coming up here on our side, where you are able to buy and sell seed and compost where available. You also have your timber yard here as well there. So you do have a great array of sell points at your disposal. There goes our truck there, looking pretty cool. Again, up this lovely smooth road. Now, I love this, the bridges and also the land that slopes around the bridges all looks pretty darn cool, really. And we're going to come up to our second farm that we're going to be having a look into. The great thing about this map, there are 10 farms, like I say, and many of those farms have cattle or animal pastures, and this is one of them. We are coming into Pine Creek Farm right here. We're going to pull up. Let's bring up the drone and have a look around Pine Creek Farm. Pine Creek Farm is a deceptive farm, really. It's not the biggest in its physical space it takes, but it provides you with an awful lot of storage. It provides you with a cattle pasture, so you have a milking yard on there as well, which does mean that we have a brilliant bunker silo shed. I really like that bunker silo. I think that's going to be really good. Those of you who like to really work in a small shed, it's going to be fantastic there. Really nice, tight, and complex. But still, as you can see, plenty of big storage space, plenty of large sheds there as well. Opportunity to have a lot of machinery and still get plenty of space to tuck it in and hide away all of your bales that you'll need to go with it. You got a nice muck storage area at the back end there, but particularly just a really nicely situated farm. Beautiful location with the overpass there, but with the hills dipping down the side. Looks really stunning, actually. Very nice looking sized yard, very nice looking farm indeed. Very intrigued by this one, actually. I think it'll be a good yard to have one or two, like to be a second yard to your, or even the main yard and have a second yard somewhere else as well. Really do like this an awful lot though. Curious to see how many cows you can get into here and see what that looks like and how that works, but I think it'll be a great little setup for you. Nice access to the sell points, which are always important as well. There is a lot to like about Pine Creek Farm, I'm sure you'll agree. There's some great detail on I love some of the contrasting buildings there. I do think it's very, very nice indeed. Over the dual carriageway we go though, and we're heading on down to the next farm. Now this farm was designed by Max 1988, one of OxygenDavid's testers. We're coming upon Whitehall Farm. Whitehall Farm I see more as like an agricultural yard really. It doesn't have, the only trigger it does have here is a lime station. And a bale sell point here, but it's just a very nice yard with a big storage building. So we'll have a quick look around here and then we'll get ourselves on our way. Now, Whitehall Farm is a perfect satellite farm in my opinion. It has plenty of storage space. It's an agricultural, it's an arable yard really. There's only a grain sell point and a lime station. There is a bale sell point here as well. You get plenty of large shed space though, so ideal for storing equipment in there, and also bales if you get them off the surrounding areas. But yeah, plenty of opportunities there to get a lot of machinery packed away. It's in a prime point as well to have a lot of other yards nearby, so it would really make a great satellite yard there, and also surrounded by some great fields and sell points to go with it. These sheds are huge, they're absolutely ginormous, so really do have a lot of storage space. Tip calls are on all of these sheds as well, so you can store grain inside those, as well as inside the sell point there. But a nice and simple storage yard really. Very, very nice indeed. Plenty of storage space there, I am sure you will agree. We're going to head on over we're now, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to drive down the west hand side of the map, and this area we're about to drive into is my favorite area on the map. The scenery is sensational there. The modeling is fantastic. We're going to come down this windy little road, and then we're going to head on down through across the river there and up to the other side. But just check out this little road as we come down. When I first came down this during the testing for Red Dead for this map for Oxy, I messaged Oxy and I was like, this reminds me, particularly this area here, reminds me of a scene from Red Dead Redemption. And if anyone has ever played that, big bodies of water, beautiful landscape, it's looked incredible, and it's just fantastic. This bridge is stunningly beautiful, absolutely incredible there. And just look at the view across there. If you stand here and wait for the trains to come back through, of which you have an Intercity 125 and also a really nice old steam engine there as well. They are incredible. This is one of the smaller little villages on the map here. Still plenty of detail around though. Still looks pretty beautiful. Lovely looking church there as well. And we're gonna cut through here. There's a nice little allotment, a sell point just in there, and then an old allotment on behind it with this little sell point in there as well. Very, very nice indeed. I'm sure you'll agree. Like I mentioned, you can always see those balloons in the sky wherever you are working. And it does look really nice. See, that castle once again remains a focal point. But we're going to head up here. We're going to head into Autumn Wood Farm. This is a mixed farm. This is cattle and sheep. But yeah, lovely big wide driveway. Quite a grand entrance into here, really. I'm sure you'll agree. And we are going to swing around. There's some great things in this one that we're going to have a look at right about now. And let's bring up the drone and we'll come back to you in just a minute. Well, folks, we are now into my style of yard here. This is Autumn Wood Farm, which comprises of a series of old and new buildings, a cattle and a sheep pasture, and a beautiful straw bale model as well. There is 2 different access points to this farmyard in 2 different tracks. A nice selection of buildings there with storage space. You do have cattle and also the calf capability here, so you can breed cattle and also dairy calves on here as well. Just a really nice setup, really nice layout here as well. Again, surrounded next to a store, which means you're going to have great access to sell points. Beautiful little village to boot nearby as well there, which I think is a really nice area of the map. Just everything, this whole area is really, really beautiful. One of my favorite yards on the map here for sure. Plenty to see, exactly like I say though, this is one of the great opportunities to have cattle and sheep on the same yard in multiple different areas, so really, really is nice to see that indeed. One of my favorites, so look out for more to come from this map for sure. But this is Autumn Wood Farm, and we're going to move on down the road back to the truck. And let's get up to the next one. I particularly like those, the old straw bale models dotted across the map there. It's absolutely beautiful, it really, really is. So we're going out the second entrance really, or a second access road to Autumn Wood Farm. And we're going to go up through the little forest here. Let's bring up the map again. To a farm which is particularly, we're heading to a farm now which is, well, kind of in a good theme, really. It's trending right now. We're coming to Lockdown Farm, which is a small storage yard, really, which has a grain silo attached to it. But before that, we have to just work our way through this twisty little narrow road. Beautiful old stone house model there on our right. Through the woods, there's even a nice little pond in here somewhere. You can just see it through the trees there as we come around the corner into Lockdown Farm. Now, the beautiful thing about this map, this is going to be perfect for multiplayer. The multiplayer script is in here, which means that all farms start with, or all players can start with any farm and have access to all of the animal pastures, which is great. And farms like this will give you a really nice little starting point as well. So let's have a look at it. You know, sometimes the smallest yards can be the best yards. Lockdown Farm here is one of those. There's not much to it, but it is a nice, cute little yard here with some nice looking rustical buildings to go alongside it there. Plenty of opportunities for you to kind of build onto this, make it a bigger land. But it's a good starting yard. As I mentioned there, multiplayer yards, this is going to be perfect for it. It's a nice little place to start, have a base from. You've got a grain silo. There is a clamp here that you can use as well. So it is a really perfect satellite yard if you want to build up your farmyards across the map. Otherwise, though, it's a nice little yard to start off with and see where you go and grow out your farm from here, really. This is Lockdown Yard. It's farms like Lockdown Farm which would be my go-to, really, if we were on the multiplayer server. Start nice and small, have yourself that opportunity to build up there, but I think it's going to be great. Now, being an Oxy map here, there are plenty more features that we have yet to cut across and discuss. We've got the cuttable hedges that we saw within Sandy Bay. Chicken and sheep and horses now all require straw bedding and will produce manure as well when that has been put into the pasture. Which is fantastic. There is a new version of the lighting here. We are currently using seasons, but there is a new version of lighting 4D base game, which is rather incredible. And of course, the farming agency team are here in full support as well, with many new features coming. Many new crops, of course, such as the carrots, onions, clover, field grass, and alfalfa. But there's a lot more to come along the way. And all that, trust me, is going to be very much worthwhile as well. Now we're moving along. We've got farm number 6 to go and have a look at here. This is Old Oak Farm. Let's have a fly up the driveway and see what we've got. At the end of this long dirt track stands Old Oak Farm. This is another cattle and sheep farm here on the banks of the river. Again, lovely little farm here with just all the essentials that you need there. I do particularly like there's a little stack yard in the corner there which has all of the debris and the old concrete and old machines in there. I love that a lot. Looks really good. But again, nice new modern looking cattle buildings there with plenty of places to keep everything you'll need nice and under cover. You're on the banks of the river. Now, this river that we're going to cover later on, we do know is prone to some flooding there, but aside from that, it's all pretty good. But yeah, nice little yard there, nice and simple, but with, again, plenty of space to work around in. I like how these builds kind of connect with each other as well. I think that's pretty cool. And I really do like the setup and the layout of this build. Silage clamps at a good spot, along with the muck midden as well, so you've got plenty of space for everything you need to raise your cattle. That farm around with the river and the pillbox inside looks beautiful here. There's another store though, there's Drewston store, that's where you can buy your and sell. Selling point in there as well. Always nice to have. Now we're right in the southwest corner here at the moment there, and we're about to come up to one point which gives me a brilliant opportunity to show you another new feature to this map. OxygenDavid has included what is known as a rain admirer script on here. What this will do when seasons gives you a long old rain shower, so you're probably going to be looking in winter, spring there really, the river level will rise, and boy oh boy does it rise. What you're going to see, folks, we're just going to stop just after this house here. You can see where the river is not too high at all there, really quite manageable. We're going to hang on here, and we're going to bring up a little video from when I have ran the script in the past there. Now watch how high this river goes. It's pretty impressive, folks. As you can see, we're going to bring it in here. We're all running a little bit faster time frame, but it's just starts to absolutely swell like nothing, and it really does cover a lot of the ground around here as well. That farm starts to get into a bit of trouble. But yeah, pretty cool, great feature to have there. Really do like that. I mean, it makes it even more immersive. If it couldn't be already, it's just going to be brilliant. So onwards So we'll get back on the road anyway. We're going to come past the stables, which are the cedar coloured buildings on our right. And we've got another 4 farms to go and have a look at. Heading on next to all along the southern edge of the map here. We've got a few fields to pass. We need to get to all the way to 86 really. So we're going to come along the southern edge. But yeah, beautiful landscape, as I'm sure you will agree. Absolutely stunning, beautiful looking buildings all throughout. I love the different bodies of water in different locations. There are a few models that Oxy has brought over from previous maps, which I really like. You can see the windmill dead ahead there. It's a nice little nod to Oakfield, really, back in the day, which is rather good. I love just how far you can see here. I think this is absolutely brilliant. The beauty of this map being so big with so many different farms there, you can legitimately start 10 different Let's Plays on here, or 10 different farms, and you're just not going to kind of work the same area there, which is really, really great to see. I think it's going to be absolutely astounding. But yeah, it is a heck of a map. The advancement that Oxy is making with some of the varying different scripts he's bringing into the game there, with the models, the ideas about the continuous smooth road here, just really just bring everything together there, really. And it adds so much to it in my mind. So all in all, it's very, very impressive. I must mention on the main roads there's a traffic upgrade which will allow the traffic to take unique random paths throughout the map, so it's not going to be like a traffic spline. They'll even start to slow down at junctions, which is something that I, for one, can say that I know that we've all been missing. The suicidal approach that FS19 drivers would take is always something we could do without. And we twist around this. Look at this height of these hedges around here. It's awesome. Really, really nice. As we creep through the hedge here, you'll see there's another farm appearing. This is Clark's farm. This is another storage yard, really, on both sides of the road. Huge big sheds of all different kind of stages of disrepair, and even some brand new ones as well. So let's get the drone, let's have a quick fly around here and see what we've got. Now, any farm that's kind of split across one road is always pretty cool in my mind. Any yard that has 3 different areas to it is even better. Clark's farm here is one of those. It is a storage yard that has a grain silo, but it has a massive amount of storage space, and even I love a little Dutch barn on its own in that little corner there. You've got some great big sheds here for storing bales, and you can get some grain stored in some of these sheds, as well as there is a muck midden heap there, or a storage area, or a stack yard, or whatever you'd like to describe it as. My point being, though, you're never going to run out of storage on Clark's yard. You're surrounded by grass fields as well, so I guess you're going to be either plowing in a lot of ground, or you're going to be baling a lot of silage. But it's a beautiful yard. This is a storage yard that is Clark's farm. And onwards we go. We're surrounded by grass fields here for the most part now. Big grass fields as well there, so it's a really good opportunity. If you're a cattle farmer, then you're going to not be stuck here at all. Coming up to another farm, which is going to be Meadow Valley here. This one is a pig yard. Has a silo there as well. But yeah, like I say, more buildings, a little bit different variation again there, but another sizable yard. Like, these yards aren't small, you know, there's a lot you can stick into here, which is going to be great there. Really just allow you to get a good setup there. Pigs are always interesting to get going with as well. But like I say again, you can't fail but see that giant castle in the middle of the map there. It's a real sight. It's fantastic. It really does look great sticking out there. Now, along with all of the actual designated yards, there are a lot of smaller areas that have little sheds in the corner of them, or storage yards, anything like that. So there's technically a few more than 10, but we're going to roll with 10 for right now, and let's have a look at Meadow Valley. And tucked away in the southwest corner of the map is Meadow Valley Farm. This farm is a pig farm predominantly, with a different slight approach really to pig farming. You don't see the pig sties there, you don't see those huts that we're so used to seeing, but you do see a nice building there for them. Plenty of storage space as well. You've got what looks like a silo there for them, as well as a nice contrast between the brand new big grain stores and also the old Dutch barn buildings there as well. So lots of areas for you to work with here, and a nice little stack area out the back there as well. Tucked away in the very far corner, like I say, it is on its own really. I do like how in the distance though you can see a few other little buildings just to go with it there. If you buy that land, you're going to be looking in good shape. So this is Meadow Valley Farm. We've got 2 more left to go. We're going to jump on the road. Alright, Meadow Valley, I think you'll agree. Lots of nice little detail around there. Lots of little bits of like clutter and clusters of debris and scrap lying around, which I always do like to see that, to be honest. Always think that looks pretty cool. So right now we're going to start to come up the eastern edge of the map. We're going to follow the road up around 75 and 74. We're going to cut through the wood, and we're going to head all the way up to the very northeast corner there, where we're going to be having a look at another beautiful map. So lots for us to take in there, that is absolutely for sure. Again, looking and admiring all the detail as we go. That's what I mean by one of those little storage yards, just kind of up on the hill there. If you're in that field, that'd be a nice little area to have there, and gives you some other options. Someone's left the lawnmower out there, that'll probably get pinched. And we're going to come down the hill. We're about to come on and cross over another river. You can see there's a huge mansion just over the hills there. That's pretty cool. There is a very nice little track that sneaks around the back of that. Actually, it's very, very narrow. So you wouldn't get anything much wider than 4 meters down it, and even that might be a push, but it does really quite add to it. I can even show you as we get along this road here where you go to get onto that. It's going to be, you can see the fence just on our left here. Look at that little track that's right there. That's cool. That's a very nice little road. It's tight. Now this river as well, this also floods fairly significantly. You can just about get a tractor through it. Trust me, I've tested it. But yeah, it's always nice to have there. And into the wood we go. And again, a little bit of extra detail around and about here. We're going to swing up on the wooded track here. Let's go up right in here. Again, nice little dirt track. This is a really nice little road here. We come into the forest, which is a bit of an abandoned forest, really, as I've kind of termed it. We have our old lumberjack's yard hut there from back in the day. That's you can actually go inside that. I'm not going to go inside it here. I'm going to let you experience that one. But as we come around the corner, we've got an old rundown house here, which is pretty cool. The bees are out in force as well. But another little old house, of which you can go inside and have a bit of a gander around and see what's there. But yeah, pretty cool as we cut through the forest. And now we're going to head on up. I'm going to turn right here. Valley View barn is just at the top of the road here. And of course we have got another store, another sell point just in the very northwest east corner. Nitsley store. It's another good sell point there as well. The number of sell points is great. I can't wait to see the variation in pricing and when the high demand is on. Watching people flood from one side of the map to the other to go and get the best price is going to be awesome stuff. Now this farm, Valley View, is another very detailed map. This is a sneaky favourite of mine, actually. I do very much like this one. Now we're going to have a look at two different maps here, two different farms here, sorry. We're going to first of all have a look at Valley View, and then whilst we're here, we're going to just jump over to the other side of the main road there, and we have Ravenwood to wrap up as well. So let's have a little bit of a spin around both, and we'll be back in a minute. Tucked up in the northeast corner is Valley View Farm, our penultimate farm here for the day. You can see it's right next door for another sell point. Valley View Farm consists of a cattle pasture and a chicken pen as well. You can see the cattle shed is huge. It really dominates the entire area. The chicken pen is tucked away there as well. You can just kind of see it in the top. Nice big stock area out the back there as well, but you do really have a really nice blend of old and new builds here, different styles of builds with your lean-tos, with your Dutch barns, and of course with that modern cattle shed there as well. Lots of arable land around you to start with as well there, so you can really get yourself tucked in and set off there to a good start. And yeah, like I say, plenty of space in which to store your grain as well, be it in one of these big old sheds that you have available. You got a muck midden area as well as a slurry lagoon, so you're really not going to be running short of anything that you need. Like I say, this is one of the this is the penultimate yard here. We're going to jump straight across to have a look at the last yard, which is Ravenwood. So we will see you over there in just a second. But this is Valley View Farm. And last but not least is this lovely little sheep farm, Ravenwood. This is at the very north edge there, as you can see directly ahead of us. If you keep going that way, you're going to find yourself around the dual carriageway with the McDonald's and the shops that we saw earlier on. Ravenwood is a sheep farm. You do still have that lovely big silage pasture clamp though. I do love that shed. Again, some nice brick buildings on here as well. I would really see this as a main yard to start with, and then maybe using one of the small satellite yards to go with it as well, in my opinion. But yeah, nice and straightforward, nice and simple, yet a nice clean design right next to one of the main roads to get yourself in and around the yard. This is the last yard that we are looking at though today, and from here we're going to head on down. back towards the store and then through the town towards CHELLINGTON Farm itself. Alright then, let's roll. We are done with our yards there. That was Valleym Farm and Ravenwood. Again, two beautifully detailed farms. Big sheds. I love the look of that shed. It's really, really nice. And now we're going to come back down. We're going to go past the store. We're going to go past the BGA as well. Show you all of that, the good stuff there. And then we're homeward bound, really. This is going to give you a good insight into what we have here without showing you everything, because like I say, I feel like whenever a new map comes out, half the fun is in being able to show everything for yourself and explore and uncover it all. I know the big question that we will be seeing in the comments is when is it coming out, what's happening. It is going to be coming to console. It is in testing still at the moment. Our testing has all but just about finished. There's a few small little tweaks here and there, but nothing significant. The farming agency are adding their fantastic features in. A few new things that they're working on that are going to be coming into here, which I know are going to be outstanding. And then it's off to Giants. There's our Intercity 125. Get on there. You may well see the Scotsman coming through as well. It's a little bit slower. Just take a second. Let's swing into the main store. Okay, so you've got everything you need. There was a dealership. You have a sell point. You've got at the back end. You have the BGA as well. So I really can't go wrong here. What we're going to do now, though, is head on down. Oh, we're going to head down to the store, people. Let me show you something which I think is pretty cool there, and I really like the idea behind it. It's something that Oxy just worked on recently, and it looks really cool. I'm not going to lie. It looks incredible. That's the road into the forest that we just drove through on the other side there, actually. Over this beautiful looking bridge once again. There's our castle, and here is our store on the right. So what we're going to do is just jump on into here. Let's go and buy something, shall we? Let's go and have a look. We've got 55,000. We can buy something. It doesn't have to be anything too special, but trust me, when you see it, it's special. So typically, it's just a regular store, really. It has everything that we need it to have here. Let's just get you stopped. We come in to buy. Let's have a look, see if we want to buy a truck. We're going to buy one of 82 Studios trucks. So we go into here, and look what happens. First of all, this guy on his little cleaner, he's here all the time anyway, so you'll see him floating around even when you drive in. But there's a new script in here that will allow you to see the truck actually on the ground in the store. You can see where my truck is there, which is pretty sweet. And we are, yeah, you can then do all your configurations there. You can change the color exactly like the store would work normally. But then what I really like, so you've figured out and you've configured what you need. You hit buy. And then it appears right there. So now you can see the truck that you just bought. So then what you could also do is say, you know, that looks pretty cool. How about if I make it blue though? And you can kind of like compare the blue versus the red. Or whatever it may be, which I think is pretty amazing actually. But we don't need that. What we do need to do is get on with our trip. And there is our little yard scraper guy, I'm gonna call him. Yeah, sure, yard scraper guy. He's doing this thing, and he's working a long way, clearing up the yard, which is looking fantastic there as well. And we're gonna creep on up. You're gonna see we have a farm show here on our, or the circus here on our left, with a nice little traffic spline for this little tractor, which is pretty cool to see. Having a little bit of a tour around the field, always nice. Past the speed camera, where I've yet to get a ticket so far, which is always a delight there, I must say. And then what we're going to do is just swing around through the this store, or through this town, past the playing fields here. And we're going to end in the only place where I feel like we can, really. We're going to drive all the way back on up to CHELLINGTON Farm and park there and get ready to go. So I think we'll take a trip past the castle there, actually. Why the heck not? So like I say there, we have got 2 full forested areas here for do normally in any other game. Put some ground textures on there as well. The full suite of maze extension and horse extensions are going to be with this map. Come integrated into that as well, which is going to be there is a script coming in, which is going to detail on this map. Coming through what is a great bumpy little track here. Look at the size of that. Really nice looking castle actually from up here. There are lots of buildings on the interiors modelled. We're going to go over the last features here actually as we finish up. So there's buildings down in the we'll look into. So anyone like myself who is considering doing that space is going to be brilliant for that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. It's going to be a real feature. Yeah, like I said, there's some details in here. Just never felt as good as it does now because of the sharp, severe change in angle of the road there. But I think this is just going to be absolutely brilliant. Now what we're going to do, we're going to park up at CHELLINGTON Farm here. I've got a Massey on the farm because of course I have. And we're going to get to work. But before we do that, let's just stop the truck about here. Before we do any work, it's time for coffee. So let's go on into the house there and see if we get some refreshments on the go. Alright, beautiful looking house, man. I've done well here. Into the house we go. Let's get the coffee on. So we are going to get after it. We need to, we need to get some work done. CHELLINGTON Valley needs to get returned around there and restored. So we're going to get after that right about now. Until next time, though, we're going to leave it here. So thank you ever so much for watching. I have been Simulation for the Nation. This has been my first look of CHELLINGTON Valley. A massive thank you to OxygenDavid for allowing me the privilege really to help test this wonderful map and also to get stuck into the first looks with it as well. If you would like to know more, please do check out OxygenDavid's Facebook and Discord pages, for which the links will be in the description below. We will see you all in the next one. So until then, have yourself a great day, enjoy what you're doing as always, and we'll see you next time.